right, everybody, we're going to call to order the Public Art Commission meeting. Today's October 24th. So, yeah. Sorry, it's been a long day. All right, first up on the agenda tonight is to approve the minutes, not from our October meeting. This says August, but I thought it was September. Am I misunderstanding? Oh, that's right. We canceled the September one because of the hurricane. Oh, Helene. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I was confused. Okay, so I will take a motion to approve the August minutes, not the September minutes, from our previous meeting.
Motion to approve the August minutes.
Thank you, Shan. In a second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor of approving the August minutes? All right, that passes unanimously. Thank you. And then the minutes from our special meeting on October 6th, we will review in our next meeting, which will be in December. Or we'll approve those then. Okay, next up is a report from the liaisons. I'll turn it over to Tanisha.
Okay, so a lot of this is left over from that meeting that was canceled, so it might be kind of old news, but I thought we should run through it anyway. So Chalk Walk went really well. A few of you were there volunteering, and volunteers were amazing this year, including you guys and the other volunteers that we had from the community. It was so helpful this year, so I thank everybody for that. We had amazing artists. We had a lot of community out. It was a really great event. Next steps, and again, this is a slide from the old one, so it's a little outdated, but we put out an attendee survey, a vendor survey. The grant compliance was actually due this past Monday. That is in. I do need to fuss with it a little bit, but it is in. And I need to create the event summary, which is an internal City of Chamblee requirement. So the attendee survey, I haven't had a chance to pull that together and really look at those numbers. We didn't, unfortunately, the survey cards that had the QR code on it came one day too late. And so we did not get a ton of attendee responses. The vendor survey, we got a good amount from, which is great. So I'll kind of put together some little charts for that so we can look at that. For the most part, one response that I was surprised about is I thought that people were going to say it was too long, that's what the vendors were going to say, because it was a very long event. But most vendors actually said that it was just right. So I was surprised by that. That does not mean I think we should still do it that long next year, but we'll figure that out. Any questions about Chalk Walk before I move on?
No, it went really well, so thank you so much for you and the rest of the city staff's dedication for helping us make that event a reality. It's awesome.
Yeah. All right, Babe Walls, that is coming up, and we haven't really had a chance to talk about if anyone would like to volunteer during that, or kind of what that would look like. I think the busy day is going to be the 9th. That's when I might need some people around. That's the Saturday, which will be, there's going to be an artist market in addition to the mural artists. And there's going to be food trucks, and Block and Drum's going to be involved in that. And so I think that's going to be our busiest day. So we have been working on surface preparations. We've been doing some cleaning, painting. I don't know if anybody's been down under the bridge, but if you remember the columns when we chose that teal color, that has been completed. So take a look under there. It looks pretty cool. I don't think I put a picture in here. I should have. The prep, so on these walls here that I'm showing, I don't, inside the tunnel, I don't know if that paint has been done. Do you know, Jody? And so this, next week, yeah. And so this retaining wall is not getting repainted, but it is being cleaned. And we're also, I did a walkthrough with Public Works down there, and we're going to look at if there's some sort of manufactured product, like a little cap that you can put in those drainage holes where it brings the water away from the wall so that stainage doesn't, maybe it's at least a little slower to occur. So they're looking into that. So the Bay Ball's schedule. So one thing that's not on here is they have actually added a event on Wednesday the 6th, which is a spray paint class, which is being done, it's being sponsored. I should have put the information on here. It's actually on our Instagram. Just went up today. It's being sponsored by a mural and street art company that's down in Atlanta, and taught by one of the artists who originally founded Babe Walls. And so that's going to be on Wednesday at 4 p.m., I believe. And then Thursday is the kickoff. Basically, this is going to be artists arriving, setting up, starting, sketching, that kind of thing. Friday, everyone's going to be at work doing the murals, and that night is the industry party at Block and Drum. I hope you will all come. This is just a chance to kind of, schmooze with artists from Atlanta, and I think it'll be pretty cool. Saturday, again, just mural artists at work, and then the artist market, and that's at 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., and that'll be set up in the baseball field in Keswick. And then on Sunday, I'm just calling it a self-led art walk, kind of just inviting people to come and see, the almost finished pieces or finished, come out, take a walk, and take a look. Nothing else really planned on that. And then I did put on here a yoga class. That's also a Babe Walls edition. I believe that's happening on Saturday.
And so before we
Sure.
move on, just want to confirm everything that's happening except for the industry party is fully open to the public, right?
Yeah, the industry party is also open to the public.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I've been putting on things 21 plus. I don't know if that's a Block and Drum requirement. I think they allow kids in there.
Okay,
But I've been putting 21 plus because I just don't want any sticky
sure.
situations.
Better safe than sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is a bar, so. But yeah, anyone is welcome to come to that, so please feel free to share it and send it to people, especially, creatives in the community. Maybe some MARTA people would want to come.
Are there any needs from the team other than just amplifying the message by sharing it with our networks and stuff?
If anyone wants to think about if they can volunteer and, what that may look like, I know that I should probably put some structure to that. But it would probably be something similar to Chalk Walk, less so, but, like maybe a morning shift of showing people to their squares, sort of a mid running around shift, and then getting people out of there.
And that's specifically for Saturday, or you need that?
That's specifically for
Okay.
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure some of us can volunteer on Saturday. Just shoot us the details, and
Yeah.
we'll sign up where we're able.
Okay.
I will be one of her weddings.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, I really need to kind of sit down and figure that all out, so I will do that soon and maybe put something out on Teams.
Lastly, I just wanted to say kudos on all of the graphics. I love that they all have a similar look and feel, and it's been reposted a lot, so it's really breaking through the filter, I think.
Thank you.
So hopefully we'll get a lot of folks coming out.
And I don't know if you guys saw what was it? Maybe Rough Draft Atlanta? I think maybe they did a interview with Babe Walls about, I posted it on LinkedIn. They posted, they did, it's a very long article talking to the founder and what they do and about this, this festival in particular. So hopefully that kind of gets around to. All right, Color Field. Hopefully you guys have all seen this one driving by. This was a sculpture that we contracted quite a long time ago for, and it's taken a while to get this done, and it is complete. We have lighting in there. There is one more thing we have to do. I need to find some pretty gravel to fill in the base. The gravel that was originally suggested is just too small due to the drainage that we had to put in it. So we're just going to pick something a little bigger.
It looks amazing at night. Definitely recommend driving by at night.
And my little note here, the lighting installation is also 99% complete on all the other sculptures. The only thing that's missing is they have not put the domes on yet, so the light is not at a specific angle. It's just kind of pointing towards them. So that should look a little better by, I would say, the end of next week.
Is there any update on our signs? I always ask those hard questions.
I actually was trying to look up the company that we were talking to. I was trying to look that up today while I was at the conference I was at. I couldn't remember his name. We got stuck somewhere, and I didn't hear back from him. I have to re-loop that. And if we can't get it done by mid-November, I think we have to push it to next year for budgeting reasons. We don't want to run into what we ran into last year with all this re-budget from last year. It's really thrown a wrench in the system. All right, William Massey, this is my last update. So this one, I went and tabled at the MARTA Hispanic Heritage Celebration, and I had a survey that Massey and I worked on together. I had a Spanish version and an English version, and we got, I think, about 12 responses, which is, it's not a lot, but honestly it was a lot more than I thought I was going to get, so I was happy with that. I do need to have someone on staff translate the Spanish versions into English because they're handwritten. And then I'm going to put those in front of Massey, and hopefully that gives him kind of an idea of what the community is looking for. And I'm also still open, if anyone hears about anything, I'm also still open to continuing that community engagement process to get even more sort of data from the community.
If you need to brainstorm how we can reach out to that community, I'm happy to be a part of that. And then if the team doesn't have capacity for translation, just let me know and I'll ask my husband if he's willing to volunteer
okay, that'd be
a little bit
wonderful.
of time to translate.
Yeah.
I don't want to volunteer him to do something without asking to
Voluntold.
see if he's got the time. But yeah, if you need help with that, just let me know.
Thank you for that. All right, and then old business, I guess this is still me, I'll keep talking. So for the people who were not here last year, this is a project, you've probably seen it pop up, but I'm going to give you some background on it. So this was in 2023. Elaine Stephenson, who goes by Artsy Elaine, was contracted to paint a sidewalk mural at the corner of Peachtree and Miller. This was because the sidewalk there is a little funny and is kind of flat with the road. People were taking that turn pretty wide and kind of coming up on the sidewalk. So we thought that a mural would delineate the road from the sidewalk. And we got through one round of sketches with her, and the construction on that sidewalk was announced. So we had to pause the project. So now, just a little bit over a year later, it is complete, and we have been working with her again to do the next phase. So she sent two options for this phase. Option one is she called Flower Field, and those are the colors that she chose. And then option two is Whimsical Swirls. And so we are looking for, I'm sorry, I didn't put action item information in here. I suppose we're looking for an action item to move on with one of these two designs or to give feedback at this point. Oh.
Can you go through it like an eye doctor for me? One better, two better, please.
I was gonna say, I like both of them a lot, so, I mean, I don't think, I would be okay with either one if we wanna vote today. I don't think I need a redesign.
Yeah, I agree with Kelsey's statement. I think either option looks really nice, and I'm happy to vote on either of these without any further feedback to the artist. How's the rest of the team feel?
I know.
The eye doctor comes.
No, but she has, no, you know what, I'm wrong. Oh, she did, I was thinking that she did one of our utility boxes. She did not, but she did do the art drop box that was temporary during the art drop over at the community building. She brought that over for us.
Are you talking about the like little kiss and ride park, like the drop off park? No, that wasn't this artist either. That was a different artist, and that wasn't the same artist as the one that's on the MARTA train station wall either. They were all different. Is this? But that does raise a question. Is this? That's not the same intersection, right? As where that drop off park is. It's like another road or two down. That's what I thought. Okay.
This is further down, almost across from MARTA.
Yeah.
Yeah. The closest thing to this is the big red Metaphysica.
Oh, Metaphysica, okay.
Right there, that wall.
No, that is a different artist.
It was a different artist. Yeah.
I want to say that one, correct me if I'm wrong, is also kind of swirly.
Do we want to vote?
I don't know if for this one we can have a vote for both of them.
Right. I think it's an either or situation. Yeah. Are we ready, except for Polina, to vote? Asking this side of the room since there seems to be less. Okay. All right. So let's take a vote. First up is option 1, flower field. All in favor of choosing this option for the sidewalk mural. Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3 votes. Option number 2, whimsical swirls. All in favor of this one, raise your hands. 3 votes.
Okay, let's give our reasons for it then, I guess. Why did you vote for whimsical swirls over the flower fields?
My thing on. I think for me, it was kind of like a follow the yellow brick road kind of a thing going on. And then I was kind of imagining kids kind of like running along the different swirls, and especially the little tail at the end that's up there at the top. I just kind of imagined it being something kind of fun to walk around and through on the ground.
That's cute.
I kind of liked this one because it felt a little more in the same world as the mural at the little drop-off park and the mural on the side of the MARTA building. So it just felt a little more in that universe.
It's funny because I voted for the other one specifically because it was the opposite of what you said. Like I wanted something different than MARTA. But I am gravitating more towards that one, but voted for this one to be different.
I just like the first one better. I don't have any specific reasons, so, but again, I like both of them. Paulina liked both of them, so, I mean, I think you guys have better reasons. I'm okay with this rose. Elmer, do you have an opinion?
Well, what I was actually going to say is that you could put this in the hands of council. They will, generally for things like this, council likes to have some weight on it. If you want to put together the reasoning for the two and why they work, and council can be the final decider, the tiebreaker, effectively. As far as why I voted for the flowers, I think it works on a small scale level as well as the large scale level. So you can take in a small detail as well as pull back and see a larger image. Whereas the other, being abstracting the scale it is, it's really only something you're either looking at in pieces and not getting the whole picture, or it's something you have to stand back and really get a look at. Up close, you're not getting much from it. This was my personal opinion.
No, I think that's a great idea to send it up to council since we're tied.
Tanisha, would you mind flipping back? Okay, because I was looking at, it's so much more vivid up there. So thank you for that.
Is everybody else good if we just go ahead and send it to council? And Kelsey, are you good to share the notes you're taking about our reasonings with Tanisha, and then she can write that up and get it to them? Sure. And they can let us know which one they prefer since we're tied. Sure. And when do we need to make the decision on this? Because she's going to start working on it.
We don't have a schedule yet, but it would be next year. Originally, we were looking at March, but that's before we knew that the sidewalk was going to be complete now.
Okay.
So it's possible it could happen before March, but for now, we can stick with March.
Yeah, especially given like it's going to get colder and colder, and yeah. Okay.
Do we need an official motion to send to council? Okay. All right, we don't have anything under new business. Does anyone, I didn't send out an email this week about if anyone had anything to add to the agenda. Do we have anything?
I want to be sappy if I can. I just want to say thank you to everyone because it's been a great year and I feel like it's kind of zoomed by, but granted I've been gone for a couple months. And thank you to Tanisha for all your hard work and the festival and all that fun stuff. So that's all.
Thank you, Paulina.
I did have one new thing I wanted to bring up. A few days ago, I had a little mini panic because I was driving up Buford Highway, north on Buford Highway, and I thought one of our painted utility boxes was gone because I was at the intersection of Buford Highway and Dresden, and where they've been doing a little bit of work there and installing that sidewalk if you're driving north, it's on the right side. And so I thought it was gone, and then I realized that the box is actually at Dresden and Plaster Road, which was one intersection behind me. So after I drove by a second time, I realized it is not gone, it's still there. But at Dresden and Buford Highway, there is a new utility box that just went in. It's on the north, I guess that would be the northeast corner of the intersection. So I wanted to inquire to see if that is something that we could get added into maybe a 2025 project, or if we have any remaining funds this year, if that's something we could start this year.
A, we do not have any remaining funds. B, I believe I know the answer to this. I believe it's a GDOT box. But with that said, I would like to maybe work on next year for the 2026 budget, getting permission from GDOT to possibly paint their boxes. And I think if we give it a whole year, that maybe we can get an answer. I'm not sure. It would probably be a lot, though. It's basically every box that you see that's not painted.
Okay, because I think there's one in the Huntley Hills, like at the Longview and Admiral intersection, that I noticed the other day that wasn't painted, and that makes a lot of sense. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's like-
they're usually either GDOT or the Georgia Power, right? So someone else has one. Yeah.
They're going to be either Georgia Power, DOT for signal control, or they're going to be telecom boxes.
Telecom, right?
All three of which have their own sets of complications in cooperating with.
But now that we have, now that we went through the process, in large part thanks to Jody, of identifying which boxes are ours, we also can fairly easily identify in the system which ones are not ours. So, I could probably put together letters pretty easily that list the boxes we're talking about and ask for permission in that way.
And then the last thing that I wanted to mention, but we can definitely make this more of an agenda for the December meeting, is that I would just like for us to look at our 2025 projects, assuming that that the budget is going to be approved and we'll be able to move forward on that whole list. I'd like for us to look at like timing and calendaring to see what makes sense doing which events at what time of year. I know some of that will be, of course, fluid based on how things come together logistically. But I would like for us to kind of think through that and not just leave that all on Tanisha's plate to handle, and maybe start putting a little bit of planning behind some of the newer projects, especially the performance in the park, which, can be quite a big lift. And I've already started kind of putting together a little bit of an outline of like how I think that could go as the person with a theater background. And then also need to have conversations about timing, because that would impact which grants we might apply for. So that can all be on the December agenda. I just wanted to mention it, but that's all I have.
Can we do it like that? Speaking of the December meeting, I thought we didn't have one in December.
We just changed at the beginning of the year, we had scheduled the December, we knew we were going to lose the November meeting, so we changed the December meeting to be sooner.
Oh. Yep.
It's okay, it wasn't on my calendar either, so. But yes, as it's mentioned here, December 5th. All right, no other comments from the group. We'll take it to public comment. Anyone? All right, then I will take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Thank you, Paulina. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Kelsey. All right, any discussion? Nope, cool. Then we will adjourn at 6:29, shortest meeting. Thank you.
If everybody could make sure that their mics are off, Shannon asked us to make sure before and after.